Hi guys, it's your girl Intuitively D, and I'm back with your Mercury and Leo transit video with a tarot pull for all the signs. This very first video is just an overview of Mercury and Leo, and then following will be the rising signs, so stay tuned or fast forward or whatever you want to do. So Mercury will be transiting Leo July 11th to July 28th, 2023. It is a very fast transit because it is. And then when it moves into Virgo, it's going to go retrograde there. And so it'll stay a little bit longer in Virgo. But here's the thing. Mercury in Leo is just, even though it's only going to be there briefly, it can really kickstart some new and creative, fun-loving ideas for you in whatever area of the chart this is happening in. And like I always say, you can find a natal chart. You could get a free natal chart from any website. Astro-seek.com is one of my favorites. Cafeastrology.com is another favorite. And then astro.com is another one I use. But go ahead, drop in your birthday, your time of birth, and your location, and then your natal chart comes up, and then you can see what house Leo is in, and then this will say where Mercury will be for this brief, but I think could be like a super powerful transit for all of us. And so if you have Mercury in Leo natally, you know that you are a leader. If we talk about Mercury, it is the mind, it is communication, it is the intellect, it's researching skills, it's communication skills, the ability to speak and deliver information, whether that be via video, via writing, in person. And then when we talk about Leo, we know Leo is, it can be very arrogant, but it is a heart-centered zodiac sign. It is playful, it is creative, it is fun. It also has to do with children. So when we put those things together, we can say like, maybe now we're going to be able to communicate clearly with our children. Maybe we're able to clearly communicate the fun we want to have in our lives. Or maybe start speaking more powerfully and standing up for yourself. Maybe taking whatever is doing in the mind and bringing it to the heart and then communicating that way, or vice versa, what's in the heart, bringing it to the mind and communicating that to whoever it needs to be communicated to. But this is a time where I think we're going to be able to creatively communicate with people, not necessarily in a very blunt kind of way. So you might be able to not sugarcoat your take on things or the way you communicate with people, but maybe do it with great enthusiasm so other people kind of are like, oh yeah, this is a great idea. I would be mindful that it can be too much. I always hate saying too much because I believe, like, I guess people, too much is based on people's opinions, but just be mindful that you personally don't go overboard and don't burn out, like overdo it for yourself. So yeah, if you want to stay tuned for your rising sign and how this can show up for you for the next 2.5 weeks, stay tuned. Hi Aries risings, it's your girl Intuitively D, and I'm here with your Mercury and Leo transit video with a pull. I am not recording it as a reel because sometimes 1.5 minutes is just not enough time to give you the lowdown on the tarot pull. So here we go. So this is transiting your 5th house, which, is the ruler of Leo is the ruler of the 5th house. And the 5th house has to do with like family, scratch that, children, dating, fun, creativity. So now that Mercury is transiting there, you will probably be able to communicate very clearly how you want to date, what you're expecting, your standards when it comes to fun, comes to children, comes to creativity, and and dating and romance. And you might be a little more passionate about it. I would say have fun for the next like 18 days with it and just stand up for yourself. Leo is going to do what Leo wants to do, and Mercury is going to say what Mercury wants to say. So just be mindful that some people might take it the wrong way. But I mean, have a good time with it. This can really be a good time to have fun with your children. I could see it as dating, but because Venus is there already and Mars is there, so this can be like an extra added, like aggressive, passionate moment for dating. But I think this is more about communicating to the people that you're either dating, communicating with your children, communicating this is what you're passionate about and this is how you're going to move forward in your creative self-expression. So I would say this is more about how we're communicating and less about the doing of it. This might be, yeah, I would say this is more about like communicating than the actual Mars doing of it, okay? Let's pull a card for you. And it's the Six of Swords. So you might be communicating, you know, that you are over a certain situation, that you are done with it, that you're moving on, you're no longer vibing with whatever it might be. Maybe the way that you used to express yourself creatively no longer fits you, or maybe what you love to do creatively, I don't know why that word kills me all the time, is not necessarily something that you want to continue to do. So you have been thinking, maybe researching something new, or just a pivot in it. So maybe you're a painter and maybe you were only doing like oil-based painting. I don't know, I'm making this up. And now you're going to do watercolors, right? It's about like, okay, I think I'm done with this. I'm moving on. This could have been for the last 6 weeks, really, that you've been thinking about this. And Mercury now enters the scene. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty much over it. I'm moving on. There's some other stuff I want to dabble in. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know. Hi, Taurus Risings. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and I am here with a Mercury and Leo transit video for you. Also, it's going to be a tarot pull, and this is going to be a little bit of a longer video, more than my 90-second one, just because I always feel like I don't have enough time to ever really get through the tarot reading. So here we go. This is happening in your 4th house. You already have a bunch of planets in your 4th house, that 4th house of family, emotional well-being, your home. And so Venus has been there helping you get your home life together, or really exposing like what's wrong with your home life and why it's not comfy, and trying to like get you to be like, how can we make this home life a little more pleasurable and comfy? What else is there? Mars has been there for quite a while, just really saying like, hey, you need to like you can't just be sitting there hoping shit just happens to you, right? You have to actually put some effort into either looking for roommates, having conversations with family to make those relationships better, looking for a new place to live, all of that stuff. And now we have Mercury jumping into that mix. Mercury is going to want you to communicate. And it's in Leo, so it's going to be one of these like kind of like, I'm out here, I'm saying this, I'm going to say it. I want to say it, I'm going to say it, watch me say it, okay? And if your life has been going pretty smoothly, then this communication is probably just going to be fun-loving. It might be inviting people over to the house. It might be saying, hey, can you help me paint this? Can you help me do this? Or you want to get together. It might be having super fun conversations like a game night with family. It could be all of those great things if life has been going really well in that area. If it's been a struggle though, it's going to probably be a time where you can no longer hold your tongue, and you are going to want to say the things. Okay? So just be mindful. You're going to want to say the things, and then also be mindful, sorry, my notes, that this is going to square you're a fixed sign. And so once again, it's going to square, this Mercury and Leo is going to square your first house Uranus that's there. So it's really gonna, maybe this communication is really gonna change some things, or you're gonna do some unexpected communication. Maybe you thought you can wait a little bit to have the conversations around family, home life, and your well-being. And this Mercury transit is like, no, we need to say it now because everyone's getting on my motherfucking nerves. Okay. Let's see. And this could also be, Pluto is, of course, in retrograde, but it's still some very close degrees to Aquarius right now. So it's in opposition to that. So maybe the communication is about like, maybe I don't want to live here. The commute is too long. I work in this place. Aquarius is in your 10th house. Pluto was there. And you live too far. And so just maybe communicating like, can I just work from home 2 days or something like that? Like home life and work life might be a little bit at odds. So just be mindful. There's going to be lots of communication around those areas in your life, and they're going to be lively communications, not necessarily quiet, meek conversations. If you do need to have a heart-to-heart conversation, do it. It's a great time to do it, okay? Venus is there supporting you. Mars is there supporting you in the doing of it. And Mercury is there enabling you to communicate it very thoroughly. All right, let's pull a card for you. I hope that was helpful. My notes be having me going everywhere. King of Wands. Okay, so fire energy, of course. It is the ultimate knowing what you're going to do and getting it done. This could be you having a conversation, honestly, with a male figure, king, about, I don't know, something in that area of your life. This could be you standing up for yourself and really saying like, no, I don't like any of this, or this is what I'm going to do, and this is the final word. But there is like a decision that has to be said, has to be communicated, in a very stern, knowledgeable way. I hope this was very helpful for you. Hi, Gemini rising, it's your girl, Intuitively D, and I'm here with your Mercury and Leo transit video with, of course, a tarot pull. It's a little bit of a longer video because I feel like I never have enough time to give the tarot read. So here we go. This is happening in your third house, the third house of communication, short distance travel, dealing with your neighbors, basically communication. And with Mercury and Leo there, it's going to be a time for you to be able to vibrantly express yourselves with people. This is a very good time to communicate and learn something new that you're passionate about, that it's heart-centered. It could be communication around children, maybe learning about children, any of those things. It's just a really good time to go out and mingle and gain new knowledge and maybe give knowledge out to people. You're going to find yourself really kind of bubbly in those interactions, very spirited in those actions, and a little charismatic. People are going to want to like listen to you, which is, I think, fabulous because you're a Gemini and you always have something to say. This is a super great time for short trips because, you know, Leo wants to have a good time, and networking, because Leo is just such an outgoing, out there, charismatic sign. And people, I don't know, I'm not even gonna say it, but you know, people love or hate Leos, but one thing that we can say about Leos is that they're charismatic. And we love them until we hate them, right? And so the thing about this transit is like, let's use a little bit of that charisma to get out there and network, to maybe get a group of friends together and go travel somewhere that's in a sunny place. It's summer, but also I'm in Ireland and it's raining. So like, have a good time with this. Let's pull a card for you. Justice. Let's see. Here's the thing. Maybe you need to, maybe you have felt like you've been doing all the communicating, whether it's with your friend group, whether it's with your neighbors, or any of your social interactions. Maybe you feel like you've been the one that has been trying to communicate, trying to get some reciprocity. You've been the one. The Justice card tells us that fairness is on its way. You will get its due. But here's the thing that we think about Leos is that they can be self-absorbent, right? They're selfish. People also think that about Geminis. We can use this Mercury and Leo transit to become a little more, reflect inward and say to ourselves, am I trying to put myself out there with people who are just not in my vibe anymore? Or are these people worth continuing to try? Justice is having you do some self-reflection. You need to say, okay, if I have put out all these things, I have sent the text messages, I have asked to go on a weekend with some girlfriends or guy friends or whoever the fuck is listening to this, and they have just not taken to it. Now it's time to say, let me be a little more selfish. Let me find some people who really like my vibe, that we can do these things with, that I click with. Justice doesn't always mean, well, it can mean like karma, getting your due. But I feel like in this one, there's communication, there's balance, there's communication, the sword, there's balance, the scales. And it's really about figuring out for yourself, is it worth exuding all this energy to communicate with people that are not giving you back? The reciprocity is off. We want some reciprocity in our communication. Mercury and Leo is going to be like, they ain't it. Let me find some other people to have a very, very good time. I hope that was helpful. Hi, Cancer Risings. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and I am here with your Mercury and Leo transit video with the tarot pull. It's a little bit of a longer video because I forget. I don't have enough time to ever get through the whole tarot reading, and so I just want to give that to y'all all the way through. So this is happening in your second house, that house of financial security, the house of self-worth and self-confidence. And so this Mercury and Leo is actually super beneficial in the second house. It's going to give you the confidence to ask for that raise, take a risk, on an educated risk, because Mercury, you've done some research already on this. This is not just you being like, any, meeny, miny, boop, I'm going to do that. It is about, I've looked at this, I've researched this investment, and now I'm going to put money there. It's a time where you're thinking about maybe traveling a little bit more. You have the resources, you've budgeted it, you've researched about it, and so now you're going to use that well-earned money to go out and explore. It's just a really good time to sit with yourself, because you're in a place right now that you're maybe finally making the money that you wanted to make, or you finally feel kind of like stable, and you can adjust your budget in a way that has you feeling self-confident and worthy of everything that you're now receiving. I really like this transit for you. I always tell when there's like a positive transit, and there's really no positive or negative transits, it's just transits that you work with. But Mercury and Leo can definitely have you asking for the raise, asking you for what you want at your workplace. It can also, if this is not about career and really about self-worth, this can really have you standing up for yourself and communicating very clear-cut boundaries to people that have been just devaluing you, and you setting your own personal boundaries because you have felt more confident with yourself, and you feel very comfortable expressing these boundaries to these people, which I love for you. Okay, let's pull a card. They're already shuffled. Seven of Swords in reverse. So maybe for the last 7 months, 7 weeks, 7 years, who knows, you have really been feeling, You have really been going through it when it comes to people. You have felt like people are not showing up for you. This could be in the workplace. This could be in just everyday life. But maybe they have been, excuse me, sneaky, maybe saying stuff behind, you feel like they've been saying stuff behind your back. They haven't been really truthful about their intentions with you. Maybe this is a job and they've been just kind of like leading you on and not really valuing, but saying that they value you. This could be friendships. This could be platonic relationships. I don't necessarily think it's a second house thing. So I don't really think it's a love relationship. But with this transit, because this card is in reverse, means that there's going to be some clarity, some very like, oh, moments, because Leo is heartwarming. It's about self. It's about expression. It is about having a good time. And so these swords in reverse, like, no, you've been, okay. But now you see it, now you know, and now you can release those things, those people, that belief, whatever it might be, so you can move on. We can't continuously stay in this habit of woe is me. Everybody's out to get me. We have to say, okay, people are fucking with me. Let me leave this situation. You know? And this is with this card, at least intuitively to me, it's like, yeah, people probably were fucking with you. Mercury and Leo is going to give you this extra oomph to be like, here's some boundaries. I'm not fucking with you, or this is, I'm going to fuck with you on a very limited basis so I can be my best self. So I'm going to spend my money the way I like. So I'm going to get my true value at work. So I'm going to feel my most best self. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Let me know in the comments. Hi, Leo Risings. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and I'm here with your Mercury and Leo transit with a tarot pull. This is going to be a little bit of a longer video because I never get to the end of the tarot reading, but I really want to do this for us. I'm going to have several more videos in the next week, and they probably will be a little bit longer, so bear with me. Here we go. All right, Leo Risings, another fixed sign. So, and another thing in your first house, right? Mars has been in your first house for a mighty long time. Venus has been in your first house. And now Mercury is going to jump in this mix. And just like everything else, Mars and Venus that squared Uranus and Taurus in your 10th house, Mercury is going to do the same thing. So just be aware that there is going to be some kind of challenge, conflict, you know, a push towards a new you, because it's an angular houses, 1st, 4th, 7th, 10th, that makes the wheel of your chart change, switch over. So as a fixed rising, you don't like to change, but know that this change is super beneficial. There's going to be so many energy shifts this month, July, that there is no point trying to hold on to things that are trying to fuck off. Okay. So here we go. This is happening in your first house. You are going to love this energy, right? Because you're just going to want to talk a little bit more, communicate a little bit more, have more of a good time. Mercury and Leo is about self-expression. It's about being creative. It's about being charismatic, going out there and doing what you do and not really being ashamed. It's just really being out there, center stage. This is going to be in your first house. So you are really about this energy of, sorry, you know, I have notes. You're really about this energy of saying the things that you want to say, but it might not, but in a more creative, probably more fun-loving, heart-centered way. Leo is really about the heart. It's about having it's about children. It is heart-centered things, and people really forget that at the end of the day, Leos just want to be loved like everybody else. They just want to give love and receive love back, and I think people really forget that. They're the sun. They want to spread all the love, right? And so you might find yourself, as I'm now, I'm a Leo rising, as I'm really speaking passionately about this, you might find yourself speaking passionately about things that you love, that you want to express to other people, really with conviction, and not in a really shitty way, but in a very educated, mindful way that people will understand and probably relate to. It's really a great time to do that. If you're sharing ideas about who you are, if you're sharing business ideas, if you're expressing your needs, what you need, it's a great time, and it's a great time to sorry, my brain died for a second, to have really positive impressions on people. You're gonna be charismatic. Venus is there, Mars is there. You're just kind of on a roll. I would just probably be mindful to not go overboard, because remember, after Yossis and after all these things are in Leo, they're gonna fuck on over to the second house, where it's gonna like kind of humble you a little bit, make you go inward a little bit, and maybe rethink some of the things that you did while all these things were in there. So I would just say be mindful of how you are showing up in this way, okay? Let's pull a card for you. I don't know why I do that. Y'all don't want to hear it. Three of Pentacles. So I like it. It's about working with people. Like the Three of Pentacles is coming together to work on a project to get things done. And this might be the three pentacles, the three planets that are in your first house for a couple of weeks together. So Mars, Venus, and Leo all working together to weave who you really are going to be from August until infinity. Not until infinity, but really has helped you weave this new, improved you, this more authentic you, this person, because there have been squares to Uranus. So you have changed, right? Uranus in your 10th house. So maybe your career has changed. So maybe these planets have helped you to be like, this ain't it. This is not the vibe. I don't like this. I think I want to dabble in this. And that has changed you. Maybe you've been a little more outspoken a little bit. Maybe you've been going after what you want in a different way, right? So for me, I really love, because it's circles. So for me, it's like the planets. It's three of them. Three planets will be in your first house. Really weaving together, working together to create this really solid person. And like, good grief, can't we use that? Leo risings, right? I hope this has been helpful for you. Hi Virgo rising, it's your girl Intuitively D, and I'm here with a Mercury in transit video as well as the tarot pool. This video is going to be a little bit longer because, I never have time to finish the fucking tarot pool. So here we go. This is happening in your 12th house, and good grief, don't you have a ton of energy in the 12th house, the house of subconscious, the house of endings, of karma, and you already have Mars there. That's probably been like driving you bonkers. You have Venus there. That's like wanting to do some very like maybe mischievous, sexy shit, which is great. But now Mercury enters the scene, Mercury and Leo into the 12th house. And, Virgos already have this persona of wanting to self-isolate and be on their own and do things on their own. And this is going to make you kind of want to do the same exact thing. However, Mercury and Leo might help you find a more creative way of healing, a more creative way of ending patterns and behaviors that you no longer see fit in your life. But it can also have the brain going a mile a minute, being like, damn, So it's a time to really balance. I know that's like so cliche to say, but this is really a time where maybe you dabble in some more creative modalities for healing, some more creative modalities for subconscious work, right? Maybe you've been doing talk therapy for a really long time, and maybe now you want to go to a sound bath something fun. Maybe you want to do a fun outside workout. Maybe you just want to get into the sun and sun gaze. Maybe you want to do something that's just a little outside the box. You probably have been researching it. Now, Mercury in Leo is really just going to have you dabbling in it. I think this can be a really good time of branching out and doing something for emotional healing. You've been inward so much with Mars there, with Venus there, that Mercury, although it has the same type of vibe, I would say because Mercury in Leo is kind of like fun and communicative and chatty, that I would see if there's a different way, and maybe an out-of-the-box way to invite in some emotional healing. I hope that is helpful. Let's pull a tarot for this. And here we go. King of Swords, it's about communication that hasn't been very clear. Or maybe it also has been delayed. Maybe a father figure has been stalling your progress and emotional well-being. Mercury in Leo is like, silence this gibberish. Mercury in Leo is like, yeah, it might have taken us a long time. Yeah, they probably are not on board with this. People that you find that should have been on board, maybe your therapist has been super shitty. Maybe people, your religious leader has not been helpful, or it's just slow. Mercury in Leo is like, let's try something different. Maybe this isn't working, so let's try something different. The swords are about a communication. The king is knowing. It's very driven. It's going to say it. And with this being in reverse means there's something just not quite it. It's not quite right. Okay? It is about your intuition was right. It's something is off, but now Mercury in Leo is like, okay, let's try this. I've been feeling this in my gut. I've researched it. Let me try it. And so I hope this is helpful. I hope you do try it. Let me know if you do. Hi, Libra Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D. And of course, I'm still in Ireland. Not of course, because why would y'all know that? And the sun came out for 5 seconds. So we're going to see if I can actually get your video done before it starts raining again. This is your Mercury in Leo transit video with a tarot pull. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video just because I feel like I never get through the whole entire tarot pull, right? I don't get to explain it. So here we go. Mercury in Leo is going to move through your 11th house of friendships, hopes, wishes, and dreams, social networking, and social media. So this is like super fun. Mercury in Leo is very, very fun. And with this, it's such a quick transit also. So this, you might want to really have a good time with your social circle. Go out. If they invite you somewhere, go. Maybe you're doing the inviting. It's a really good time to maybe network, because you're going to, not to say that you don't already put yourself out there as very charismatic, but now you're going to seem even more charismatic because, Leo shit. And maybe you are doing something in your community, and this is just going to be expanded because it's going to come from the heart. Leo, you're going to be able to communicate it more passionately and creatively. And yeah, it's a good time for everyone. And let's see. This could be a time where you are going to be able to collaborate with like-minded people and really find your people, because you're going to communicate so passionately and effectively that people are going to be drawn to that. And I love that for you. So this can be really getting out there with friends, really networking yourself, really dabbling in the community in a way that you haven't done before, and people really saying like, oh, we like this, we love it, like tell us more, which is great for you, especially since the nodes are going to switch pretty soon to Libra and Aries, and that is going to be a huge energy shift for you starting in towards the middle of this month. Let's pull a tarot card. Look at you. Swords, Two of Swords in reverse. Maybe you couldn't make a decision. Maybe communicating was off. Maybe communicating was just here and fro, especially with networking and your organizations and friendship groups, and you guys just couldn't get together. Oh God. This is telling me that things have been delayed, things have been slow, things have not been going the way you want, especially in your friendship circles and your and it's an air sign. Swords are air, you're air, cardinal air. And Mercury and Leo can come in and flip this card around. It might take some time. And it's only there for 17 days. But use this time very wisely to maybe reevaluate how you're communicating with your friends and your social networking groups in your community. Is it leading from the heart, or have you been doing it, Swords, very communicative, Libra, very mind, but it's also ruled by Venus. So lean more into the heart. Don't get caught up in the, I don't know if this is the right thing to say or the right thing to do or where. Just be a Leo and just do it. I hope this was helpful. Hi, Scorpios. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and I am here with your, I don't know why my brain is really just taking a nosedive right now. Hi, I'm here. You're my favorite sign, along with Leos, but you're my favorite. Okay. So with that being said, this is your Mercury and Leo transit video with the tarot pull. This video is going to be a little bit longer just because I feel like I never get to say the tarot reading all the way. And I feel like y'all deserve that. So this is happening in your 10th house of career, legacy, your reputation out in the world, your self-image, like your public image out in the world. FYI, just like the other fixed signs, this is going to square Uranus and Taurus in your 7th, and then it's also going to square Pluto and Aquarius in your 4th. So bringing just a slight bit challenge when it comes to those degrees. And with that being said, you know, squares just mean you have to make up your mind and make a choice and do something about a situation that's come up. And it's not always like brutal. Sometimes it's just like, yeah, that little, you need to move on from something or move into something better. And so when we look at Mercury and Leo in the 10th house, your career has probably already been on a roll. Venus is there, Mars is there. So you have really been either like going after it, in your career, really trying to move up the career ladder or move over. Whatever you're trying to do in your career is just really like having tons of momentum. Mercury and Leo is going to come in and you are going to be center stage. Even if you have not been center stage, this one can give you, for the next 2.5 weeks, give you this center stage kind of ability. The things that you're saying, the higher ups are going to want to hear, your clients are going to want to hear. You're saying things with passion, with creativity, and everybody is just like, yes, yes, we love it, more, you know, that kind of feeling. And you are way more confident in saying the things that you want to say, expressing the things that you want to express. It's very professional. It's not wild and out there, but it is very favorable for you to really like plan, strategic planning, public speaking, showing your expertise. So if you know something really well and you've been like, I don't know if I want to like give this suggestion or show that I've been working on this, this is a time to really do that. Okay? Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Let's pull a tarot card. Let's do this one. Yeah. So we're going to communicate. You might communicate new ideas to your clients, to your higher ups. They might communicate new ideas to you. And it's going to be very beneficial. It's going to be very successful. I'm not one of those tarot readers that's like, oh, immediately this shit is going to happen. But I do think that you are on the right track and things are gonna start like, it's looking like, or it's feeling like, to me, it's like a domino effect. One thing happens and another thing happens, and then you're like, wow, like it's really happening for me. I couldn't believe that. And it's really just because you've communicated and you've really believed in yourself, during this Venus transit, this Mars transit, and now Mercury is the third thing that's coming in and saying, like, you got this. You are it. So good luck. I hope this resonates with more people than not, because I think Scorpios, just like Leos, Tauruses, and Aquariuses, have had such a rough go at it for about 3 years that we have been changing, we have been evolving, and now it's time for us to see the fruits of our labor. So, good luck. Hi, Sagittarius Risings. It's your girl Intuitively D, and here is your Mercury and Leo transit video with the tarot pull. This video is a little bit longer than the usual ones, but please stay tuned. I feel like I don't ever get to finish the tarot pull on the 90-second videos, and I want to finish it. Okay, here we go. Mercury and Leo is moving through your 9th house, where it's very, very comfortable. Mercury is very comfortable being in the 9th house because the 9th house is all about higher knowledge, higher learning, travel, philosophical pursuits, and Mercury is that, right? It's all about the mind and learning and research and all of that good stuff. What Leo is going to do with this transit is really va-va-vomit. So you are going to you might want to pursue some courses that you are passionate about, that you want to have fun with. They might even involve children, honestly. So if you've been thinking about teaching, I am a former teacher, and I don't know if I recommend that for anybody for sanity. But if you've been thinking about teaching children, this would be the transit to really like ignite that. You know, to teach children, it doesn't always have to be in the K through 12 model. It can definitely be sports related, or however you think you want to passionately teach, but definitely this is giving like teacher of children, or dabbling into fun, passionate hobbies, really finding what you love. Sports, probably. So if you've been researching some type of sports to play, maybe a volleyball, like a extracurricular volleyball team, or soccer or something like that, this would be a good time. I think this is about adventure. Like I said, it could be about philosophical educational courses taking, but they have to be creative. They don't have to be, sorry. But with Mercury and Leo, if you're thinking about educational pursuits, you want to make sure you're passionate about it, that you can express your creativity, and that it's fun, honestly. Like, if it's not fun, you're not going to want to stick with it for the long haul. And you know where I'm coming from, because you're Sagittarius and you guys like fun. So with that being said, take this time to either look at teaching children, if that has been something that's been on your mind. And remember, teaching children doesn't always have to look like K through 12 in academia. It can be teaching children a sport. It could be teaching them yoga. It could be teaching them whatever that you're passionate about, right? Because you can bring those two things together, and that is higher learning for the kiddo. And I guarantee you will definitely learn something about yourself. Teaching children from somebody who has taught children for 20 years, you definitely learn a thing or two about who you are as a person. Let's pull a tarot. Let's see, this one. Justice again. This, to me, is because the 9th house can deal with legal action. Maybe you have been in a legal battle and it has not been fun. It maybe has been over your children, and it has just been rough and tumbly. This card is letting us know that it will turn out to be fair. The communication will be just, probably swift. That the attorney, the lawyer, the whoever sitting on the case has done their research, and it's favorable, which I love. You know, yeah, So this could be you going through mediation, divorce, something to do with children and something. Could be adoption. Maybe you're adopting, because the fifth, yeah, because fifth house, ninth house, yeah. Like I think maybe that, and like, yay, you're getting your Nino. That'll be exciting. So whatever the legal pursuit is, it seems like it's going to work out in your favor, and it's going to be fair. And here's the thing. Sometimes fair, we don't always get what we wanted, but it is fair. And if we're thinking about children, we need to think about if it's right for the children and not necessarily super right for ourselves, right? So I hope this was helpful. I hope it resonates with some of y'all, most of y'all. All right, have a good one. Hi Capricorn Risings, it's your girl Intuitively D, and I am back with a new transit video. This is your Mercury in Leo transit video with a tarot pull, and it's going to be a little bit of a longer video because I feel like I never get the opportunity to finish the tarot reading. Excuse me, so here we go. Mercury in Leo is now going to join Mars and Venus in your 8th house of intimacy, shared finances, shared resources. And, you know, I feel like you're really are getting a lesson on how to communicate your needs, wants, and desires with your partner, whether it be in regards to intimacy or the finances that you share. And you are really having to dig deep and find new ways to communicate better and more effectively. And Mercury in Leo is going to come in and just give you that sonic push to continue to do that, but also do it in a fun, loving way. I feel as if you are going to have more conversations, but they're going to be more passionate, more, and this is saying a lot for Capricorn risings, even though Capricorns are passionate people. I'm a Capricorn sun, but people don't think Capricorns are passionate people. They are passionate about the things that they love and then they value, right? And so if you're in a relationship or you're in a partnership, you're sharing resources with someone or you're being intimate with someone, this is giving you an opportunity to have conversations, but a little more creatively, a little more passionately, giving you the ability to want to express yourself in a way that you might not have expressed yourself before. We have a tendency, or Capricorns have a tendency, to measure things in time. Things need to be done in an orderly fashion, very logical. And Leo is about creativity, is about fun. It is about things from the heart. And so Mercury is about communication. So now you really need to dig deep. Venus is there, you know, helping you to feel a little more pleasurable, have a little more fun, more pleasure and joy in your intimate relationships. And Mars is there for you to do, to have the oomph to do it. But Mercury is here now to have you communicate it, and communicate it fun-lovingly. And I would encourage you to take on that challenge, honestly. The nodes are going to shift on July 17th, and they're going to be squaring your rising and your other Capricorn placements and your other cardinal places. And that's going to be a shift for you to become more authentic in who you are, more sovereign in who you are. And this is just helping you figure that out in your intimate life. Alrighty, let's pull a tarot card for you. So funny, because I feel like it is a upward card, even though I pulled it sideways because I really wasn't like thinking. And it's the 7 of Pentacles. This hard work, this dedication, these planting of seeds that you have done in the areas of intimacy, shared resources, maybe trying to receive a grant or a loan also, will come to fruition. Just because you don't see it instantaneously doesn't mean it's not happening. So go ahead and be grateful and take a moment to go inward and say, you know what, I really have been doing the work. I really have been doing the work. It is going to come into fruition, because the next card after the Seven of Pentacles is the Eight Pentacles, where you have mastered your work, right? You have mastered the way you're communicating with your partner. You've mastered how to like love on them and have an intimate conversation. But this is still kind of planting the seeds of how to mesh it all together. So we're all works in progress. Capricorns, you are also a work in progress, although you rarely like to think you're a work in progress. You think you're a finished product. You're not. So don't let this discourage you. Let this be fuel for the fodder. Fuel for the fire? Fodder. F-O-D-D-R, whatever. Let it be fuel to ignite, like, yeah, let me use this Mercury and Leo transit to really fine tune my communication in this area of my life. Hope this was helpful. Hi, Aquarius Rising, it's your girl Intuitively D, and I'm here with your Mercury and Leo transit video. This is in the tarot pool. This video is going to be a little bit longer than my usual because I never get to finish the tarot. So here we go. This is happening in your 7th house. It's your opposing sign. So there really is going to be this kind of internal, like, should I say the things? How do I say it in a more creative kind of way, heart-centered way? As a reminder, since you're a rising sign, this is going to square Uranus in Taurus, good times, and it's also going to oppose Pluto in Aquarius, even though it's going retrograde in your 1st house, right? So it's really about saying, getting out of your brain, right? Aquarius, y'all are mind out of the box, otherworldly, I like to say, thinkers, and Mercury coming back into the heart. So having conversations with your partners, relationship partners, marriage partners, collaborators, so like business partners, having conversations with them that are coming from the heart, that are passionate about what you want to do, say, behave, your desires, your needs from them, and maybe try to find it in a fun, loving way, like doing it creatively, passionately, but also in a fun, loving way to bring people in instead of pushing them away. Let's see. You're always good at understanding other people's perspectives. I think it's a positive trait that you guys have, and this is probably going to help you a little bit more. It's a favorable time for negotiation if you need to do that in a business partnership or prenup or something like that. Yeah. Alrighty, here is your tarot pull. King of Swords in reverse. This means like communication is probably not going the way that you wanted it to go. It's an air sign, just the way that you are an air sign, but it's in the reverse. So there could be some delays in regards to conversations that you want to have around your relationship, your partnership, business partners. I would say let the Mercury and Leo transit definitely lead you heart-centered and less cerebral, because I think Aquariuses have a tendency to be more cerebral in the decisions that they make and how they communicate with their partners. But, you know, this isn't your opposing sign, so you've been dealing with this for a lifetime. It's about finding a happy medium and balance of it. Alrighty. I hope this was helpful as my guy starts clipping his nails during the video. Hi, Pisces Rising. It's your girl, Intuitively D, and it is time for your Mercury and Leo transit video with the tarot pull. It is a little bit of a longer video just because when I do my 90-second videos, I don't have enough time to actually explain the tarot. It always cuts me off. So here we go. This is happening in your 6th house, the house of daily schedule, routines, fitness, health and wellness, that area of your life. And Mercury and Leo is coming in and bringing your attention to how you can communicate with coworkers, bring some fun and maybe passion into your daily routine, especially your health and fitness routines. It's really about doing heart center stuff, maybe getting out in the sun, spending some time out in the sun if you can. You are going to easily be able to express yourself to colleagues and ways of like improving your work environment, improving your daily schedule. It's a good time for organizing your tasks, maybe implementing new strategies and productivity. But it's really just about like harmony with yourself and with work. I would definitely suggest incorporating like workouts that are not like like cardiovascular workouts because of Leo and the heart. But this is a pretty good transit. I don't think it's anything that's like, oh, Mercury and Leo again. It's just you being like aware of your ability to do those things and maybe like standing up for yourself in that and not being as passive. Let's pull a card for you. The Knight of Swords in reverse. Here's the thing, it's about like, maybe you have tried to speak to your colleagues about certain things and they're just like, girl, I don't want to listen to you. Or the communication has been delayed. You've sent emails or you've been trying to get your schedule and it's just like, it's not happening. It's not coming together in the way that you thought it would come together. Maybe it's been a slow motion, so you have to add one thing at a time and it's like, oh my God, when am I actually gonna have my schedule all together? Don't let this discourage you. It just means slow movement, delayed movement, but it doesn't mean that it's not gonna happen. So yeah, I just feel like you should continue to communicate with colleagues in a way that is passionate from you, passionate for you, like you, the way you like to express yourself and not necessarily trying to fit into a box of the way you think people want to hear from you, if that makes sense. And with your, if this has something to do with like you haven't lost the weight or you don't feel like you've made any progress in your fitness and health routines, just maybe you need to fine tune it. Mercury and Leo's gonna be like, hey, maybe we need to do some things that are a little more fun, things that are a little more outside of the box and not necessarily as regimented. So give that a try. I hope this has been super helpful for you.